tape in front of the live audience. Then I can send it to John in Connecticut.
You think it's close enough to hear us good?
Yeah, I can hear us good.
All right.
All right. No, John got I got the thing so I can change the audio. Remember that kid that was at the store the other day?
What?
At the one at the bar, he gave me that new equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, people. Welcome to the Rockshow, episode 19, right? Is it 19?
I think it is, yeah.
Jesus Christ, I gotta look at my notes, cause
Yeah.
like
We're moving
everything
right
else in
along.
life. No, this is episode 19. Holy
19?
shit!
Yeah.
I think I time travel again. Just like the guy from the Simpsons.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah, we got that topic coming up.
So today we got a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Audreana. I'm the lead singer of The Broken Time Machine. And hello.
And you bartend?
Yes, I bartend at the Hard Swallow every day of my life.
Yes. And she's a very good bartender.
Yeah. And like always, the infamous Michael Rock. How you doing, Mike?
Michael Rock or Rock of Mike?
Rock of Mike. Jesus Christ, I get a bad one.
You're like retarded.
Oh, yeah.
So early.
It's okay.
You know what it is? I got pretty lumped up yesterday, so everything is reversed.
You're good.
It's okay.
Oh, you saw me?
Yeah.
When?
You came to the Hard Swallow.
Oh, I don't remember. See, time traveling.
He doesn't even remember. All right.
That's what you call lumped up.
We've been trying to get this together for a few weeks now. Audreana, like you said, she's the singer of Broken Time Machine. So in a little while, we're going to talk about her band. But today's show is about Patti Smith. It's something I've been putting together for a while. And I guess we'll start, right?
Yeah.
Patti Smith,
Well,
born
yeah,
December 30th, 1946 in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like you.
Yes.
Right? Not
Not
1946.
1946.
But you were born in Chicago. I knew that.
But you're up from Chicago.
Yes, I
Yes,
am.
yes.
The
yes.
mean street of Chicago.
Mean streets. Now, she moved to New Jersey at the age of 4. And as a young kid, she was always interested in music. Her parents were very supportive of that. They got her Bob Dylan records. She was interested in Harry Belafonte.
Yeah, there was
records,
something
like that.
one of the influence was Harry Belafonte something, Beach Something. What was the name of the song?
Well, he was like calypso music.
Yeah, calypso music.
And like I said, her parents were very supportive. She ended up going to what was called Gladsboro State College. It's now called Rowan University in New Jersey. After she graduated from there, she moved to New York City, and she got a job in a bookstore. And she met the famous photographer Robert Mapplethorpe.
Yeah, Maple Grove.
And this guy would be probably one of the most important people
In her
she ever
life.
met in her life. Yeah.
You know that they fulfilled that promise. She promised him that when she could, they would write a book together.
Yeah.
And they actually wrote a
Yeah,
fucking
they
book
did.
Yeah, they
together.
did. They did.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I got some notes on that because I hate to shit on Patti Smith, but she's not one of my favorite artists. And I can tell you that right now.
I understand where you're coming from.
You know?
Yeah.
But she wrote a book with him, and it's something cool. It's something about kids. It's called
Just
like
Kids.
Just Kids.
Well, she with that book, and
Yeah.
we'll get into it in a little bit. She basically kind of set the record straight on her relationship with him and what went on in the
Yeah.
70s. It was an intense relationship. The guy was a fantastic photographer.
Yeah.
If you look at the first
Yeah.
4 or 5 album covers of her work, he did all that. I mean, those are classic album covers.
He's coming up, I'm in the middle of it.
But Mapplethorpe was a guy that would, struggle with his sexuality, and that would be a problem in their relationship. Obviously, they would go back and forth for a while. But she stayed friends with him until his death in 1989. But going back, she had just met him in the late 60s. And in 1969, she decides to leave New York City for a little while. And she goes to Paris with her sister. And she's going to do some performance art. It didn't go exactly the way she planned. She came back later in the year. And she moved in with Mapplethorpe at the Chelsea Hotel. And the two of them became very much regulars at Max's Kansas City.
Dude, that
And-
Chelsea Hotel had some people
Oh,
in it.
yes,
yeah.
it
I mean,
did.
especially in those days.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about you had
Yeah.
Cypress Sing, you had Nancy, you had these guys.
Right. I mean, in the '60s, Bob Dylan stayed there.
What made that thing so like?
I never
was
understood.
cheap.
I never. It wasn't though. See, it really wasn't. I know guys that like, for instance, I know Johnny Thunder stayed there for a while, for instance. And my buddy Rick Rivets, who was friends with him, Johnny called him up and said, "Oh, I'm going to be at the Chelsea now." And Rick is like, "Why are you staying there? You can't afford that place." You know, so it always, I mean, even though you think it was cheap, for the time, it really wasn't.
You know what? We should do a thing, an episode of the Rockshow for the Chelsea Hotel, how many people stay there, and just tell them.
Let me tell you, I fixed the phone lines in the Chelsea Hotel.
Yeah.
All right? And the basement is some scary shit. And I've been in the basement, and I've been in some of the floors. Now they've renovated it, so I don't have a look. This was a few years ago, but some of the floors there, there's got to be ghosts in that hotel.
Oh, definitely.
It has to be haunted. We could do a show on that.
We could do a combination show, conspiracy and the Chelsea Hotel.
That would be very cool. All right, so she was living there at the Chelsea with Mapplethorpe, and she started getting into poetry. She was writing a lot of poetry, spoken word. She was doing the poetry project at St. Mark's Church, which still exists today, that poetry project. They do it, I think, every New Year's. She was in a play with Wayne County called Femme Fatale, and she began painting, writing, and also acted in the play with actor Sam Shepard called Cowboy Mouth. It was one night that she did for that particular play. She only did one night, but it would turn into a years-long relationship she had with Sam Shepard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And sometimes, I think there's actually some poetry she wrote about him, too. Okay. Now, it was during this period that she was actually considered to be the lead singer of Blue Oyster Cult. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
She was actually hanging out with the keyboard player, Alan Lanier, and a lot of the lyrics of some of those early Blue Oyster Cult stuff were influenced by her poems.
Debbie Denise, right?
Yeah, Debbie Denise.
Baby Ice Dog.
Right, and Career of Evil.
Career of Evil.
Yeah, I mean, these were all...
Fire of the Unknown.
These were all songs that were inspired by her poetry.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people don't know that.
You know what's another interesting thing? Her mother was a jazz singer.
Yeah, I think she was.
Her mother was, so her mother pretty much, Beverly Smith was a waitress that they turned into, that was a waitress that turned to jazz singer, the place she was waitress in.
Yeah.
And her dad was a guy named Graham Smith that he worked for. He was a Mercedes for Honeywell. You know,
Honeywell's is a big company.
That was like their own company.
Yeah, right.
You know, I guess she must have had some money, right?
I think her family were like middle class, blue collar type.
Yeah.
Her mother was a jazz singer, but not really professionally making a lot of money.
But you gotta think in those days it was like a different code. Like those people would treat her pretty much like rock star.
Yeah,
Jazz.
I mean, it was jazz. Yeah, that's true.
But jazz had its moments, and
absolutely. 30s and 40s and stuff. Jazz was huge to make a lot of money. She was involved with Alan Lanier, the keyboard player of Blue Oyster Cult at the time, and there was, like I said, there was a time when she was considered the lead singer, but she wanted to, I think, break out on her own.
Yeah, of course.
And in '74, she puts together the Patti Smith group.
Yep.
And that's Lenny Kaye on guitar.
Yeah.
Ivan Cryle on bass. J.D. Doherty on drums, and Richard Saul was playing piano. Right off the bat, they released a single called Hey Joe, and the backside was a song called Piss Factory. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to mention something about Lenny Kaye, because he's one of my favorite people from that time. Prior to him even being involved with Patti Smith, okay, he did a lot of like rock journalism. He was working at record stores in the West Village. He was like a guy on the scene. He put together that Nuggets collection. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
No, I never heard that.
It's a lot of like the original Nuggets collection was I think it was one album of mid-60s garage rock.
Okay.
Now, in 72 or 73 it came out, and that stuff at the time was forgotten. If you look at the music of 73 compared to the music of 65 and 66, it was different worlds. And I mean, this is like garage rock, singles, one-hit wonders, stuff like that. And he was very into that. It's kind of like primitive rock and roll.
Yeah.
And this one record, Nuggets, to me personally was a huge influence Back in the 90s, it would come out it would be expanded into a 4-album set.
Okay.
Okay, and that definitely, for me, was like a mind-blowing thing, life-changing thing as far as my musical taste went. But Lenny was all over the place. Lenny has like rock and roll in his blood.
Yeah.
I've met him. He's a great guy. He's very friendly, and he loves to talk about music. You can sit down and talk with him. But she puts this band together with them. They release a single of Hey Joe. Now, everybody knows Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Okay? But, Patti being the way she was, she puts this spoken word intro into the beginning of it, and she's talking about Patti Smith. She's talking about Patti Smith, and not Patti Smith, I'm sorry, Patty Hearst. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Patty Hearst. And she's talking about Patty Hearst and the whole SLA and her being kidnapped, and she's saying how, when I see you there and your legs are spread, and are you wondering if you're getting it by black revolutionaries and their women? It's like this whole like spoken word thing. It's like, holy shit. And then they cut into Hey Joe.
Yeah.
And the other side is a song called Piss Factory. It's about how she worked in this factory and she hated it. And the only thing that, basically got her through was the fact that she ended up shoplifting from a store one day a book on Arthur Rimbaud, the famous French poet.
Yeah.
Okay, and she was a big Rimbaud fan.
She also covered Vance Morrison, Gloria.
Well, yeah, on the first album. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into that. 74, they began playing CBGBs. All right, and they were playing there all the time. Some other clubs too, Max's. And they would get signed right away by Arista. I mean, it really just, for her, it all flowed.
Yeah.
75.
Who was the guy? Was that Seville Davis?
Clive Davis.
Clive Davis, that's what it was, yeah.
Arista was sort of a disco label.
Yeah, it was.
They had all kinds of shit, but they, he saw something in the band and gave them a shot. And in 75, they released the album Horses. Okay. Now, this is an amazing album. It was produced by the Velvet Underground's John Cale.
Oh yeah, John Cale, that's right.
And right off the bat, like you said, the first song, Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria.
By Van Morrison. But she added her little twist to it because she took a poem, a lyrics from a poem she wrote called Oath years earlier. Yeah. And she took a couple of lines from it, and it starts out with, Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine.
But not mine.
Which was pretty controversial at the time.
What year was that? 1974?
75.
75. She also had a song that she wrote with the slap dick motherfucker, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, that's later. We'll get into that slap dick. We'll get into that.
I'm so ready.
I'm gonna shit on that.
I'm ready to shit on it.
You got 2 more albums before that comes out. All right, fuck that slap dick motherfucker. All right. So, other songs for me that stand out on that album is Redondo Beach, Free Money, and then the title track Horses.
Yeah.
You know
what? I gotta say, I had heard that album. It's not a bad album.
No, it's a great album.
I don't like her, but that was a great first introduction album.
It really was.
Even with the talking garbage. I hate her talk. I wish she would just stick a fucking pipe in her mouth and shut up.
The albums I don't mind, her spoken word shit. It's the live shit I can't stand.
Oh.
When you go see her live, she goes on these rants, and it's like, all right, Patti, shut up already. Go to the next song.
She actually played the new Webster Hall with her.
Yeah,
she played 2 nights.
Like the first show. Yeah.
No, Jay-Z was the first show, and then Patti Smith was the next 2 shows.
Yeah, but it was like, because I was shopping.
Go?
No, I went shopping, because it was like right before Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And so I went to fucking Halloween store over there, and the line was around the block, and it's for her night.
Yeah.
It's all these like old hippies and shit.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Yeah. Now you got to talk about the album cover. Okay,
Yes.
It was photographed by Mapplethorpe, and that album cover was groundbreaking. You had, she was almost androgynous looking.
Yeah.
Okay. She's wearing a white man's button-down shirt with a black tie, and it was open. But she was looking almost manly. But like, to me, she reminded me on that album cover of like a female Keith Richards.
Yeah.
That's to me what it reminded me of. Now, they toured all over the fucking place with this album. They ended up going to Europe for the first time. and they ended up playing with a lot of bands, punk bands that were just starting out.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were kind of right there in the middle of it.
I never consider her punk. I never consider her more like rock. She was more like a rock and roller, you know?
She
but
wasn't punk.
A lot of people go in the punk category. Like, she's like one of those people.
You know what it is?
She's like a hybrid.
Like a hybrid. The CBGB scene was different than the punk scene in Europe.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. You know, the European UK scene was more, everybody was the same, more or less. The CBGB scene, everybody was different. I mean, the Talking Heads you really wouldn't call punk.
No.
Okay, Patti Smith you wouldn't, the Ramones you would.
Yeah,
you know,
the Ramones were punk.
But not Patti, you know.
No, Patti was not
Patti
punk.
was, you know, a few years ahead of everybody, really. She was older than them. She was like 30, you know, basically when she made it big. But when they went to Europe and they opened for some of these punk bands, they started getting influenced by what they were hearing. And by October 76, they were going to come out with the second album. Now, this album is my favorite from her, and it's called Radio Ethiopia. All right. A lot of people might disagree with me with that. I feel it's their best album. For a long time, it was kind of like forgotten in the bunch of the first couple albums, but over the years, it's kind of come, you know, emerged on its own. I mean, it's probably the most punk of her albums.
Yeah.
You know, like Ask the Angels, that song.
Yeah.
You know, Poppies, Pissing in a River, which is a great track. Yeah, I mean, just for the title. The title track, Radio Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Great shit. I mean, she was all pumping my heart. You know, I mean, that's an amazing tune. A lot of people kind of forget that album, but that's one I listened to last night. You know, getting ready for the show.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is the fucking shit.
Well, yeah. Who produced the album?
Oh, that one. Oh fuck, I forget.
And we don't know.
I gotta look that up. I'll let you know. God, I wish I could think off the top of my head. That album, she always said it was most influenced by the MC5.
Oh yeah.
Okay, which would be foreshadowing of what would be to come, right?
Yeah. Was she already or no? Not yet.
Not yet.
Right.
She wasn't with Fred Smith yet.
Who was she with? Because she dated a
She
few
was
guys.
with Maplethorpe and she was with Alan Lanier.
Did she actually? I never thought she got with Maple. I thought they were more like friends. Anything that maybe fool around, but not like
if you read Just Kids, there's stuff in there.
Yeah.
He was struggling with his sexuality, but he was still with the girls.
Okay.
You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was, you know, whatever. Okay. You know, I don't know. Whatever, man.
What do you think? Her, Patti, and him took guys down?
I didn't listen in the book Please Kill Me, which is a fucking amazing book. There's a story in there about how she had sex with William Burroughs. Now William Burroughs was like 30 years older than her at that point, 40 years older than her, something like that. He was an old man. He had to be at least 40 years old.
Dude, I gotta tell you something. I don't mean to get off this subject, but some motherfucker try to fucking he fucking how can you talk about David Bowie fucking
Iggy Pop?
Iggy Pop.
He got on you because we were talking about that?
But I mean, everyone knows that now.
I said, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know what? Go fuck your mother. Go fuck yourself.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking like this.
I wish I was there for
had
that.
such a fucking rant about his mother with my thing ripping. I ripped this guy a new asshole.
Good.
Yeah, he blocked me. He just blocked me.
Why, you can't talk about that?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
because he was
It's
so
no
offended.
secret.
You ever see Velvet Goldmine? Come on.
So, you know how I got the guy?
I mean, even if it's half true, you know?
I sent him a clip of, I said, this is boy.
Of Velvet Goldmine?
Yeah, I sent him a clip of the fucking guy bagging it up.
I mean, I don't want to think about it, you know, but it happened.
And the guy fucking lost his shit. That's fucked up. These guys are not gay, they're men. I said, you are very mistaken, you fuck. David Bowie fucked him. And that produced a hell of an album.
Two great albums. Two great albums. Maybe it was worth it. I don't know.
Sorry to get off the album, but I had to tell you.
All right.
Just in case
that was like 2 weeks ago.
Just in case you didn't know.
This is a guy named Johnny 68. So if a guy named Johnny 68,
if you're watching,
if he gives you shit, you know who it is now. Save the clip.
All right, let's get back to our topic. All right. Now, Radio Ethiopia, they go back on tour, and in January of '77, she's at a venue in Tampa, Florida, and she's dancing around and falls off the stage.
She broke her neck?
Yeah, she falls off the stage. Breaks some vertebrae in her neck. Luckily, it wasn't, paralyzing or anything, but it banged her up. She had to get a long period off for physical therapy, and she couldn't talk at that point.
Oh yeah, so she had how long did that take?
About a year, maybe a little more.
Shit, to recover?
Yeah. But in that time, she still recorded. They ended up in March of '78. They released the album Easter.
Yeah.
And this would be the breakout album, okay? Because the Night. All right, Because the Night.
Because
that song broke into the top 20. That album, sent them over the top.
Is this the album that was on the Billboard Top 100 at number 13 in 1978? Is that the album?
78, yeah.
And then in the UK, it went as high as number 5.
Yep. They're always a little bit cooler, right?
Huh?
When it comes to shit, the English, right?
Yeah.
They always take our cool shit and they make it even cooler.
No, but you know what it is? I think they got a little bit better music. I hate to say that. They still have better music.
It's not that they have better music. They have better musical taste.
That's
right?
what
They'll look at
I
something.
didn't want to say that because I don't want to.
I want to shit on them too, but it's a fact.
But the Ramones made it famous there before they made it here. Actually, it took the Ramones a little time to get over here. They were famous here, but they actually did great over there.
They were playing CBGBs here, but they were playing bigger venues over there.
But they loved them over there. They were like the main, that's the main attraction. You got the fucking Ramones, and I think because the Ramones did so great in Europe, when they came back here, they were better.
Anybody that was associated with CBGBs was doing well over
Look
there.
at that. Blondie also was a lot bigger in Europe and here, and Australia.
If you look at the order of things, probably the most successful bands to ever come out of CBGBs, Blondie would be number 1.
Yeah.
Patti would be number 2.
Yeah.
Talking Heads would be number 3.
Yep.
Give or take. And Ramones probably number 4 as far as sales.
Are we gonna do a Talking Head show, baby?
No.
No,
because it's fucking annoying.
I think we gotta do one. We can shit on them too.
All right, look, if we do Patti Smith, we could do Talking Heads, but I just no time soon. All right.
No. This is where we run on the creative ideas. We'll do the fucking Talking Heads.
We got so many bands.
We got a lot of bands.
All right. So she would release Easter in March of '78. And like I said, the single Because Tonight, which was co-written by Bruce Springsteen and her, got as high as number 13 in the Billboard chart.
I hate fucking Bruce Springsteen.
I hate that fucker too.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. You know what gets me? And Bruce Springsteen and Billy Joel did this around the same time, and I hate these two motherfuckers.
They're trap dicks.
This with a fucking capital S, man. No,
I think they're the motherfucker of the week with the Blasio and fucking Como.
For me, the two of them would always be the motherfucker of the week. But the thing is Springsteen really, really tried to kind of infiltrate what was going on at CBGBs and Max's and stuff like that. When really he had nothing at all in common with these bands. Okay? And Billy Joel did it too. Okay, they would go down to CBGBs and hang out, and it's interesting because Springsteen, for instance, ends up involved with the Patti Smith recording. He also ends up on one song with Lou Reed on the title track on Street Hassle. He does a verse of the title track, and it's kind of like, what are you doing here, man? You got nothing to do with this shit.
Nah,
you're just trying to because it was the next big thing they were trying to get in there.
A lot of
but
I don't know.
He wanted to steal idea. He wanted, what we doing? Pretty much infiltrate, stealing an idea and sound. Because I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it better. This is my idea.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. maybe it's just me. I'm just biased because I think they're so overrated, those two.
The problem is a guy like him, God knows what he did to sell his soul to become a fucking star.
Billy Joel definitely sold his soul. Because I don't understand how that guy is selling out every night at Madison Square Garden.
That is, you know what? He almost got the record. You know who got
the record?
Billy Joel. You know
it's not him?
You know who got the record for saying I'm Madison Square Garden 100 and something times? It's a wrestler called Bruno Sammartino.
Well, he's
believe it or not, look it up in the record book. He sold out Madison Square Garden 181 times, something like that.
That's
wow.
crazy.
I mean, and this is like back in the day when he was like.
Is that the same Madison Square Garden or the old ones?
The old one and the new one. Because remember, they moved later on.
Right. So, I like this album, Easter.
Yeah.
It's a good album. Some outstanding tracks for me are like Till Victory, The 25th Floor, and of course, the controversial Rock and Roll Nigga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, you know, this song received no radio airplay because of the word.
Oh, of course.
But she was questioned about it, and basically, she just said the word means an outsider. She wasn't trying to be racial, whatever.
No, that wasn't. That was just the way the song was not the racial intended.
I mean, if you listen to the words, she's not saying anything, derogatory. And it was around this time that she met Fred Sonic Smith from the MC5.
Yeah.
Okay, he was in the MC5 was done. He was in the Sonic Rendezvous band. Yeah, and she was no longer involved with Alan Lanier from Blue Oyster Cult. And Sonic Smith was very into poetry, so he was attracted to her, and it was that love of poetry that kind of like got them together.
Well, I mean, when they got married, some people were like, "Oh, she just married him, so she wouldn't have to change her name."
Yeah, that was actually a running joke. That was actually a running joke for a long time. She's one of the only people I ever heard of that pulled that off. I mean, to change the monogram on your luggage, or something like that. All right.
They had 2 kids, though, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They would have 2 kids, and that would be basically her retirement. I mean, her semi-retirement that she would do. Before that, they would release the album Wave in 1979, and she would basically dedicate 2 songs to Fred, Dancing Barefoot and the song Frederick, and they would marry shortly after that. Okay. They have a son, Jackson, named after Jackson Pollock, and in 1982, that was in 1982, and then they have a daughter, Jessie, born in 1987. Now, during the 80s, she was in like a semi-retirement living in Michigan. She didn't record anything for most of the 80s, but in 1988, she recorded the Dream of Life album. It's a bit of a comeback. Fred Sonic Smith and her wrote a song called People Have the Power, and she came back with that album, Dream of Life. Sadly, thank you, sir. We're going to cheers this. Cheers! We do get lumped up during the show.
We do drink during the show.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Just rock and roll, man.
That's right.
Drugs and rock and roll.
Sadly, Fred Sonic Smith would pass away in November of 1994 of a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah. And that destroyed her. I mean, that was the love of her life.
Oh, yeah.
And and right after that, her brother, Todd, died. Okay?
Is this the same brother that got beat up by Sid Vicious?
Yes, got the bottle broken over his head. Yeah, exactly. She was kind of at a crossroads. What was she going to do with the rest of her life, with her kids and all this? In 96, she moves back to New York City. And she toured briefly around that time with Bob Dylan just to kind of get acclimated to being back on the road. She was good friends with Michael Stipe of R.E.M. and also the famous writer Allen Ginsberg. She was friends with him for a long time. And both of them basically, got her in a room and said, listen, you need to go back on the road again.
Can I tell you my Patti Smith story?
No.
Huh?
Tell me.
I will tell you about Patti Smith. So there was years she was doing a recording at Hell's Kitchen, right? And
what year was this?
Oh man, this got to be like I was working for a place called Tel Dynamics, and we were installing the phone system for this little studio. I forgot what the hell. And she's in there with her band. And I fucking cut the fucking air conditioner wire so they couldn't finish whatever they were recording that day. And I remember the back. It's too hot in there. It's too hot in there.
Oh,
It was me. I did it.
I love it.
I guess it been too long.
Patty, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You know,
That was we can't pay the gym. We gotta go somewhere else. This is a true story.
She's fucking pretentious anyway. So fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she moves back to New York, and she's whoa. So they decide she's going to go back on tour. She releases an album called Gone Again in 1996, and there's a song on there called About a Boy, which was a song about Kurt Cobain.
Oh shit.
She also would cover Teen Spirit later on. She would do that song.
Yeah.
She released a bunch of albums after that. Peace to Noise, Gung Ho in 2000. And at that point, there was a invigoration, an interest in her music. They were coming out with box sets of her stuff.
Yeah.
I have a really great box set. It's like the first 4 albums, and then the 5th album, Dream of Life, and then like a best of.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. A lot of like book, good pictures and everything in there. In April of 2004, she would come out with the album Trampin', which I actually bought.
Yeah.
I didn't buy any of these other albums, but I actually bought that album because I like the song Trampin'.
Yeah.
And that album kind of grew on me a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good album. At that point, she was starting to do the Horses album from beginning to end.
Oh, we like a concert?
Like live, she would do Horses and then some other songs like right after that. And it was the first time they ever did that. I think there's a live album you can get of that as well.
You know, I still think Horses was one of her best albums. For the new album, that's a very good album that came out, and it had some pretty good songs on it.
To me, it's a desert island disc. You gotta have that album.
Gotta have it.
You know, my personal favorite is the second one, but that's just me. I've always been different.
Yeah.
But like, if I was gonna suggest anything, I would say, get Horses. You gotta at least hear that.
Oh.
Excuse me. The French government would realize her appreciation for the poet Arthur Rimbaud, and they would give her some awards in 2005 for that.
She also got an award. She also got an award for that book that she wrote.
Just Kids.
Just Kids.
Yeah.
She got an award. I think she got the book award of the year for Just Kids that she wrote with the guy that she promised we are going to write a book together and talk about. The chronicles and stuff, how they met.
And she would do a sequel.
Sorry,
She would do a sequel called M Train, which I haven't read yet, actually. Have you ever read that? Did you read Just Kids? No? October 15, 2006. I was there. CBGB's.
Oh, that was the last night.
Last night. I was there, packed in like a fucking sardine. Okay.
I had just started college.
I was
18. No.
Here.
I was still in Chicago.
Okay.
I was outside smoking weed.
I smoked weed and then I went in. All right. Maybe I smoked weed right next to you. Who knows, Robert? I could've.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a historic night.
Yeah. She played for 3 hours. Okay. And I'll never forget that because she had all these guest musicians come up, and it was just, it was a sad night because it was the end of the club.
Yeah.
In March of 2007, she would get the glory and get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
I know you hate it when I bring that up, but also.
Yeah, I hate it, but it happened, and it's good,
And here, when I give you another stack.
All this is Tina's fault.
Yeah.
We love you, but we're hating on you right now.
Yeah, don't call.
Yeah, don't call back, please.
Yeah, please. Okay. All right, so let's
So she gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007. The whole place gets on stage and does People Have the Power at the end of the night. And at that, since that point, she's really kind of like taken off with like photography and painting and writing. In 2010, she wrote a memoir called Just Kids. We've been talking about it a little bit. And it was basically about her time in 1970s New York City and her relationship with Robert Mapplethorpe. And it's a great book. I mean, everybody should read this book. In June of 2012, she would release an album called Banger, and it was to critical acclaim. And in 2018, there was a documentary that made the Tribeca Film Festival about her called Horses, Patti Smith and Her Band.
That is it. And, you know, in the top 100 greatest performers of all time, she is ranked in the Rolling Stone magazine as number 47. Do you think that's a good number? But I think 47 is actually a proper number.
I'd put
She's
it
definitely top 50. She's not below the top 50. Because she's just been around for so long and had so many hits and shit.
I mean, Patti Smith is somebody that everybody should see like once.
Yeah.
At least, you know, just to say they
I saw her recording, so I had
You fucked up her recording. Man.
Yeah.
So, album of the week. All right, it's gonna for me. It's gonna be Radio Ethiopia.
Radio Ethiopia.
All right, I think you know, if you have horses and you don't have Radio Ethiopia, you should get it. It's a good companion piece to it. You know, there's a lot of tracks on there that you might not have heard because they kind of suffered from that like sophomore jinx, almost where the second album is a little tougher to do. You know, but I actually think it's actually better in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
Than horses. I mean, I love horses. It's not putting down horses, but there's just something about it that I always turn to that album. Maybe it's the production. Maybe it's just the songwriting. I don't know. You know, but you should check it out.
I will check it out. And now let's get to our special guest.
Yeah.
The Broken Time Machine.
Broken Time Machine.
Yes.
So we're here with Audreana, and she is the singer of Broken Time Machine. And basically, she's described, you know, on her Facebook as an Americana roots, rock, blues, soul, and live party music. I ripped that off your Facebook. Okay.
How do you come up with that name? The
thing is, they were already established when I came into it. So they had been performing as Broken Time Machine. They had another singer, but they were a cover band when I started with them. Yeah. Okay. And so they asked me to do a show with them, like sing like a song or two that like, you know, they knew, a cover song, right? And it was probably like almost like 2.5, maybe almost 3 years ago at this point, like when I did my first show with them. Like when I started with them, yeah. Okay. And so went on stage. Well, the funny thing was, so I'm looking through this whole like giant book of covers that they know, right? And I maybe knew like 1 or 2 of the fucking songs. But at that time, I had been working on my own rendition of House of the Rising Sun, right? And I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity to like play it with
a band.
Yeah, a band. And so we're working on it, and it's like just not coming together, right? And I remember like it was the day before the show, and like I had to rehearse with them, and then but I also had to go to like a birthday party like earlier that day. It was like a booze cruise. So I show up to rehearsal wasted, right? And so they're like, okay, we're gonna run your songs, and then the band director, who's also the keyboardist, one of the founding members, he was like, listen, it's not coming together. You know, I'm gonna like lower it an octave, and if you can't do it, we're just gonna cut it, right? And so I am so upset. I'm on the verge of tears. So we started doing it, and I just like, everything goes out the window. I just do whatever, and it came together. I to this day don't remember because I was so fucking drunk what I did. But he was like, you know, that works, it's in. And I'm like, yay, what the fuck did I just do?
It was House of the Rising Sun.
Yes, it was House of the Rising Sun. And that has become one of our standards. We like end every show with it.
I think when I saw you ended the show with that, right? Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
And so, so we do that first show. It's really successful. And they asked me to join the band, right? They were like, yeah, you know, we'd love it if you join the band. Now, they already have a singer, right?
They're going to toss her out.
No, it was a guy.
Oh, it was a guy?
Yeah, and so they were like, you know, we could have 2 lead singers, you know, because they were on this whole jam band shit. And so I was like...
You saw what happened to the Cars, right?
Yeah, but they would be able to tell the difference between the two. You know?
And so I said, okay, like, yeah, I'm interested in joining the band, but I don't want to be in a cover band, right? And I had gotten back from New Orleans a couple months prior, you know, and so I had some songs that I had written in New Orleans about my time in New Orleans. I was like, you know, I have some original songs, you know, but I would like to do more originals than covers, right? And so, like, one of the first shows, like, I did with them, like, after that initial like cover show, is when we tried out our originals.
Right.
And so, you know, having two lead singers never works.
No.
Usually doesn't.
And so, you know, the egos get going. And
Who's the lead singer of the Cars?
Rico Kasich, Ben Orr, depends on who you ask.
So who do you think?
Rico Kasich.
Everybody knows, and to this day, I would swear, even though the other guy sang,
You wouldn't know the
I
song.
would think.
Yeah.
But we would never tell the difference between you and.
Yes.
Because both of those guys sound almost the same.
They
if you
did.
think
They had
about
similar
it.
voice.
yeah, that was the thing. Me and him sound nothing the
Yeah.
same. And so it could have worked because we were so different. It could have been a cute little balance. But it did not. And so, you know, he was, I won't say tossed out.
He left.
He
Yes.
was. He left.
He was
Went
nudged
his separate
in
way.
a different direction.
It happens.
And so that it kind of just became me as a singer. And so, you know, it went from the whole jam band style thing that they were doing to a more polished, you know,
Rock and roll.
rock and roll.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I knew you could sing, okay, but Billy the Artist told me that he caught you.
He is the best
Okay.
hype man ever.
And
Shout
I
out
said-
to Billy the Artist.
And we
Billy
were
the
sitting in
Artist, baby.
Ibar one day and getting lit up as usual, and he was raving about it. He said, I just saw her play and blah blah blah. And then you were gonna play the Red Room over at KGB, right? This was like in the beginning of May, I think it was. Somewhere.
Yeah,
Middle of
yeah.
May, right. So I said it was a Friday night, so I'm like, all right, I'll go check it out. And you blew me away. No, really, you did. And I don't get blown away. I really don't. And you did. And you did a lot of covers, but the originals that you did, and I got to ask you about this one song, because I didn't get the name of it, I think, when you that night when you were playing it. You said you wrote it in the airport. Right?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of that song?
It's called Jameson.
Jameson, right.
Yeah.
It's about
Were you
drinking
drinking
Jameson.
Jameson?
No wonder I like the song. No wonder, that's right. That's right.
So,
Well, what's the
like,
story of that song?
Well, so I went down to New Orleans, right? And I went down there, change the scenery, get some inspiration.
Yeah.
You know.
Good place. Yeah.
And
I go there to get lumped up.
well, yeah, I inadvertently
And
went down
Nelson
there
too.
during Jazz Fest. I didn't know it was Jazz Fest.
Jazz Fest's a great time. I've
Yeah,
been
so
down there during
I went down there during Jazz Fest,
It's
right?
actually better going there doing jazz fest than Mardi
Then
Gras.
Mardi
That's
Gras.
nice
It was
people.
Absolutely.
so much fun.
Absolutely. I agree
And
with that.
that was when Prince died. Prince died during Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And
You know
so,
about his guitar right now? If you go to the museum, the Met, they got his
Met,
guitar
yeah.
there. It's a fucking beautiful piece. You should go. Have you gone to that?
No,
show?
I didn't go to it yet. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Just go there, make sure you bring your New York City idea. Just donate like $5. That's what I do.
Okay.
so being down there during Jazz Fest, Prince is dying, so there was so like much happening like in the city at that time, and you know, I was supposed to go down there for 4 days. I ended up staying for 10.
Wow.
So I was very
happens
lumped up.
sometimes.
Do you know
Yeah.
I
Charlie
missed
Cuddy by
several
then?
flights. No, I didn't know Charlie.
Oh,
I missed several flights though, trying to get too lumped up. And so I had an early morning flight out of New Orleans, so I just
Right.
stayed up all night getting lumped up. Show up at the airport, wasted. You ever been like so drunk you're deaf? It was like
Yes.
that. And so my hair was purple at the time.
it's called Wednesday.
Yeah. So my hair was purple at the time. You know, Prince. had
Wednesday
just
night.
died. And you know, they probably shouldn't even let me on the flight. But I think my only saving grace was the purple hair, because everyone was like, "Oh, you dyed your hair for Prince? Like, oh, you're a fan, right? You're a fan." No one's gonna say no, I'm not Prince.
No.
Of course I was. But my hair had been purple for like 4 months. It
Right.
just so happened that he died during that time.
He conveniently died because of your hair.
Right? And so, on the way back, like, you know, I had some like notes and like little like poems and ideas that I had scribbled when I was down there in New Orleans. And then like on the flight, because I had to fly to Dallas Fort Worth, then to New York.
Holy shit,
So I
that's
got
a hell of
stuck
a-
in Dallas for an hour.
Yeah.
I glitched with the plane and shit. And so during that time, I ended up writing Jameson, like about like, you know, my time in New Orleans and like people I had met down there. and
There's
stuff.
a line in that song, and I'm a little lumped up somewhere. I forget what it is, but it's fucking hilarious what you say.
Oh, Jesus.
Give me a line.
Like from the chorus, like,
Yeah.
Blood, Jameson, and Tears. That's all you ever bought me.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, I mean,
Blood, Jameson, and Tears.
that's all you ever brought me.
Now, I was like,
it brings me to the floor a lot.
great line, great line.
That is a great line.
Now, seeing you that night, you did a cover of Delta Dawn.
Yes.
Tanya Tucker, right?
Yes.
Which is one of my all-time favorite country songs.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was actually shocked. I mean, you really,
Well,
you did it.
Country music, like
Is it a big influence on you?
yeah. I'm from the Midwest.
Right.
And you know, Patsy Cline actually is one of like the biggest musical influences
I love
have.
Patsy
Cline.
Like especially as a like vocalist and stuff. And yeah, I love Patsy Cline. Like I like old school country, like Patsy Cline.
You know who was a
Dolly
huge,
Parton.
You know who was a huge Patsy Cline fan that like nobody knows?
Who?
Lemmy.
Oh, he was?
See, like you know, like Lemmy.
I mean, Lemmy loved Patsy Cline.
Wow.
Go ahead. Yes, like Lemmy also is a big like like influence on me as well.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I love Patsy Cline.
Let me ask you a question. When are you guys performing again?
August 2nd.
Where?
August 2nd.
At the Red Room.
Okay.
The Red Room, August 2nd. What day is it?
That is a Friday.
Okay. I'll make it a point.
We are playing with another band called Midnight Moan.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, you know, kind of similar to us, like bluesy.
Okay.
Yeah, they're I think they're on at 9 and then we go on at like 10:30, 11. So
now I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
okay.
Just a little bit. Go back to Patti Smith for a second.
Yeah.
Now, Patti Smith is always considered to be pioneer, feminist in rock and roll, this and that. But she didn't always kind of accept that title.
No.
Okay. There's a quote from her, and I want you to tell me what you think of it. Okay. Now, she was asked her opinion about the sexualization of women in music. Okay, and this is what she said. She said, pop music has always been about the mainstream and what appeals to the public. I don't feel it's my place to judge, but I have a son and a daughter, and people always talk to me about feminism and women's rights, but I have a son too. I believe in human rights.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Absolutely.
You know, as a woman playing music, how do you feel about that? I mean, is it you know, you do get sexualized in a way, right? To a point, right?
Yeah, a lot of time you do.
Yeah.
I think it's unavoidable.
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, it's unavoidable. I think, and you know, I think a lot of feminists probably hate that to some degree, that they're being sexualized, but it's part of the whole thing, right? You accept it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory. Like even, you know, that young singer who's really hot right now, Billie Eilish, right? Eilish, whatever.
Eilish, yeah.
Like she's like 17.
Yeah, young, right?
You know,
Very
and
young,
everyone talks about, you know, she wears baggy clothes and all this.
She's almost androgynous, right?
Well,
really
like they asked her, you know, like about her style, and she said she was like, I do that so
There's no confusion.
there's no like. So she won't be sexualized. She was like, so I won't be judged about my body, whether I'm too skinny or too fat, like whether I have a fat ass or a flat ass, you know, so she won't be sexualized. But I mean, she's still like, you know, it's creating this like curiosity, like what does she look like under all that? You know, she's 17.
I think it's,
like,
but
you
it's
know,
unavoidable.
Yeah,
you're gonna be
curious.
you're gonna be curious.
Just what happens.
Yeah.
You know, and people handle it in different ways.
So let's just say again, August 2nd.
August 2nd.
Broken Time Machine at the Red Room.
At the Red Room.
Where is the Red Room at?
It is above KGB Bar.
KGB Bar on 4th Street.
Yes, on 4th Street between 2nd and 3rd.
That's not that comedy, major comedy. Is it like
No.
that?
So the comedy is like down in the basement.
Down, yeah.
And then
This
the
is
first
up-
floor
the
is the
third floor.
theater.
Okay.
Second floor is the bar. Third floor is the Red Room.
Okay.
It's a nice little spot.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
some tables, and you know, it's good to hang
Do
out.
they have alcohol there?
Of course.
Yes.
All right,
They
good,
have a
good.
lot of alcohol.
A lot of alcohol. Good, good.
Next time I see you, I will drink Jameson.
Jameson. Thank you.
Okay. Got some upcoming shows to talk about.
Yeah, that's all
Oh
about.
yeah, actually, July 9th, at the Hard Swallow, we're doing an acoustic night. I will be hosting it.
Okay.
I will not be performing. I'm giving other people a chance to shine. But it's a fun night.
Is that a Tuesday?
It's a Tuesday night. It goes from about like 9:30 till midnight. With some local talent showing out. So it's a fun night.
I talked with Lee about this.
Yeah.
He wants me involved. Not that night, but something up there.
We'll be doing a few live.
I might be emceeing something. I'm not sure yet.
Sure.
We'll see. It's all in the works right now.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get something for Tuesday night. And I gotta give him props because there's so few places for bands.
Exactly.
I know places.
If he can get a Tuesday night with some band there, and
the
we
first
can
one
promote
did
it.
really well.
Yeah,
I got lumped up in the first one.
Yeah, you did. It was successful for everybody around. For the performers, they all did really well. It was a good night.
That podcast that I did there got over 100. No, it got 200 views on Facebook.
it wasn't that long, right? It was pretty
No. I mean, it's a Tuesday night. You can't be like fucking headbanging all
the
night.
podcast wasn't long.
No, I did about 40 minutes.
Was it 40 minutes?
I'm losing my fucking mind.
So I got some upcoming shows to talk about with everybody. July 20th, the Mooney Suzuki are playing Mercury Lounge. Okay,
How much do I owe you for
Social D?
Yeah, I'll give you money this
I
weekend.
think it's about $85,
right.
something like that.
I'll pay you this week.
Sunday, July 7th, will be the day that we're going to broadcast this show. Baby Shakes. Is playing on Wicked Lady in Brooklyn on Morgan Avenue.
Okay.
It's a nice little bar. I've been there. On the 10th, Wednesday the 10th, Lydia Lunch is doing a spoken word. Okay? And I'm such an asshole, I forgot to write where that was.
Where is it? I was gonna say, wait, that sounds
All right, look at Lydia Lunch on
she
July
comes to the
10th.
bar. She's been to International Drive a few times.
With Billy.
Yeah.
I would have shit my pants if I would have come and seen it. August 10th, CJ Ramone is playing at the Bowery Electric. He's great. His solo stuff is great. And going back to July 12th, at Pier 17 is the Psychedelic Furs. If you want to get your gay ass new wave on. But I like them. They're all right. They got some good stuff.
I think the next episode we're gonna do. Do we know what are we gonna cover in the next one? Did we say anything? We did Patti Smith. I think you want to do the Buzzcock?
Sure.
What do you think? Next episode?
Definitely.
Next Sunday? It's either, I'll give you a choice. The special, the jam, the Dead Kenny, or the Buzzcock?
What's it? Specials?
Yeah.
No, let's do the Buzzcocks.
Alright, so we'll do the
Next
Buzzcock. So how can they reach you? How can they, if they need to reach you to book you or have band for a gig or something?
Our Instagram is BTMNYC_NYC. Is it? No, it's broken_time_machine_. NYC.
Oh shit.
Lumped up.
Yes, lumped up. Or the Broken Time Machine on Facebook.
Yeah.
We're very active on Facebook.
So if they want to book you or for anything, except for bar mitzvah, they don't do that.
No, or you could just message me directly.
Oh, you can call them for a wedding.
Only weddings.
You could go to the Hard Swallow.
Yes, or just go to the Hard Swallow. I'm always.
Come in
What
early
days
on
do
a
you
Saturday.
work?
That's a good question. Well, I'm working, I do Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then Tuesday nights.
The breakfast show.
Yes, the breakfast show. And then Tuesday nights, 8 to 4 a.m.
Makes a great Bloody Mary.
Did you see the best show or the breakfast show?
I said the breakfast show.
Yes. Oh, and I make amazing Bloody Mary.
Very respectful here.
Never.
And she's quite the entertainer in the morning. Because she's been already up for 62 hours and she's ready to go. So people
used to get me lumped up in arms.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. Everyone was lumped up.
And we're doing the show today for a different location. We're actually at 7B.
7B today.
On the background. And this show, we're putting up Sunday. Look for it Sunday. I gotta do a little bit of editing because Tina motherfucking Lopez.
Fucking Tina. Jesus Christ.
And Boogie lives.
Boogie lives. Because you know he's coming in Sunday. We gotta give him a shot.
So remember, people. Oh, Mike, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can get me on Instagram, RockaMike212.
Yep.
You can find me on Twitter, RockaMike3. Or you can find me on Facebook under Michael Baker, which is my Christian name.
His Christian name, his real name, his American name, goddamn it.
That's right.
And I just ordered my new Betsy Ross shirt that I'll be wearing to piss it out of people.
I wonder if there's any like bootleg Betsy Ross sneakers around.
Oh, I got the $5,000 a piece.
Shit. Did they make a few?
Oh, I got three out of three out of China.
Fuck Kaepernick.
I got two straight from China. So people, don't forget, fuck you, we love you. Don't get drunk, get loved up.
Thank you for coming on.